Bills Mafia, let's get it, man. You know what time it is. Now, we know postseason's right around the corner. We're going to get to that soon enough, along with that MVP race as well. Soon enough. But on a positive note, man, to start it out right now, we did get the official Pro Bowl rosters for the Pro Bowl games coming up with obviously was that a week or two before the Super Bowl. Hopefully all of our guys are a little bit too busy, a little bit preoccupied, so we don't even care about it. But since we are gonna have to at least entertain it, y'all hit that like button on the front end and do not forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. As you can see, I got on my good old division champ t-shirt. Can you check it out real quick? Feel like I was ready to roll. Come on now, you know we own the division. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row, but it is what it is. But specifically, man, the two guys that made the Pro Bowl roster outright, and I still feel like it should have been more outright, but I digress. Josh Allen, shout out to Josh. In Josh, we trust. His third Pro Bowl. Definitely love what we're seeing with him and what he's been doing this season. Obviously, on a MVP trajectory, man, that type of season. And, you know, if it was up to me, he would have had last year's and come back for this year's, but that's for another argument. But Josh is getting his third official Pro Bowl nod, man, so definitely love that. He is actually the Pro Bowl starter as well over Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, the guy that, you know, has been talked about as an MVP front runner this season as well. So definitely like that. I think it's, you know, the right amount of respect for Josh, man, especially with the season that he is having, regardless of what those other guys are doing, man. He's doing it from a statistical standpoint, but also in a wins-loss standpoint as well. So definitely love that. The other Buffalo Bill that made the Pro Bowl outright, good old Deion Dawkins, man. His fourth Pro Bowl, man. You love to see that with Big Dawk. Man, one of the dudes has been super consistent for us up front, man. And protecting Josh's blind side, man. It's the reason why Dawk has done what he's done and had the career that he's had thus far. And we expect that to continue. So you already know. Absolutely. But I was a little bit upset that we only had two to make it outright, but we did have multiple alternates. In fact, 8 of those guys in total. So let's talk about them real quick, man. First alternates at center, Connor McGovern. Definitely can understand that, man. The two guys that they had selected ahead of him, Tyler Lindenbaum and then Creed Humphrey. Both of those guys, man, are, you know, top-notch centers. Obviously, we know they play on marquee teams with big-name quarterbacks. Baltimore Ravens, you obviously know you got Lamar Jackson. Kansas City Chiefs, you know you got Mahomes. So whenever you're playing for those guys, you're going to get a lot of eyes on you. And very similar with Connor. Him blocking for Josh, you look at the season Josh is having, it's the reason why he's being talked about and why I felt like he should have got in there initially. But worst case, as an alternate, first alternate, I do like that. We obviously know there's some other centers in the AFC that are pretty good as well, man. But Connor definitely has been showing what he is and what he's been about since he's been with this squad, man. So definitely love that. The other first alternate, and there's another guy that I thought should have made it all right, James Cook. I mean, you think about the season this dude's having, the 15 touchdowns, man, the dude is balling. And this is all while Josh is still having a heck of a season. But James is still very much putting together a Pro Bowl season. And for me, I get Derrick Henry being the guy. Derrick Henry was on an MVP or Offensive Player of the Year trajectory earlier this season. And, you know, he kind of slowed down towards the back end. But to me, James Cook, he's definitely been dominant. He's definitely put his, you know, his stamp on it. So when you're looking at Joe Mixon and Jonathan Taylor getting those Pro Bowl nods over James Cook, to me personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of that. From there, man, our third alternate, shout out to a third alternate, not the first, not the second, but the third still matters, man. You ready for this one? Damar Hamlin, man. Come on. Shout out to Damar, man. Not only is he doing his thing on the field, first full season as the guy out there as a starter, and I thought he put together a heck of a season, man. We obviously had multiple turnovers with him, but the thing that stood out to me the most with Damar is his tackling. I think that that's his bread and butter, and that's really been the saving grace when you're talking about some of the potential explosive runs that could have had happen against us, but he was the guy that was able to get it on the ground, so definitely love that with Damar. But as a third alternate, man, I could dig that, man. We know it was a couple of safeties, man, regardless if you're talking about strong safety or free safety, that are a little bit more of the marquee names and stuff like that. But with Damar, man, with everything he's been able to overcome, in the season he's been able to put together, and you're hearing about the stuff he's doing off the field as well, man, the scholarships and the different resources that he's pouring into the community to just ultimately continue to use this platform and use this opportunity that he's been given, this second chance, so to speak, to really make some good come from that, man. So super, super happy for what he's doing and very proud of that. A fourth alternate that we have, Terrell Bernard. Now, Terrell, man, I'm a big fan of him. I thought he should have been in the Pro Bowl last year as well. And, Terrell do what he do, man. I thought he should have been Pro Bowl and All-Pro. Say what I say, all right? Same concept this year, man. Highly productive. We know he missed some time and things like that. But to me, man, he's one of those guys, when he is out there, our defense is so much better. He's very similar to Matt Milano, right? When you put those guys out there, our defense, you can feel the influx in production. You can feel the influx in playmaking from those two guys. And it's not taking anything away from the guys that have had to play in, when those guys have been available. But there's a reason why Terrell is getting the recognition, is getting some of this national attention because of the type of production that he's provided us, man. Now we had a couple of fifth alternates. All right. Shout out to the fifth alternates, man. On the D line, we had Ed Oliver. Shout out to Ed, man. Ed, I just feel like he has so much of this potential. We see flashes and spurts of it. I think the consistency is what hurt him a little bit here. But, man, to be a fifth alternate, still nothing to hang your head at, man. But I think that he knows he can be better if he's more consistent out that thing. But what better way to do it than starting up this weekend, and then from there, man, a nice playoff run. Make your name be known, make your presence be felt, baby. At fullback, Reggie Gilliam, on that one. He was also a fifth alternate for his spot, man, and obviously the special teams value that he brings. And then at right tackle, Spencer Brown. I love the fact that we got multiple offensive linemen getting Pro Bowl recognition and Pro Bowl nods. That lets me know that they are doing a great job of protecting Josh, number one, but also opening up some holes for my man James Cook as well, man, because we know it takes a team. If we're going to do what we want to do when it's a championship, like this t-shirt is cool. We want the big boy one, though, all right? We want the Super Bowl one. So it's going to take all these guys, man. But Spencer Brown, heck of a job by him this season, man, continuing to do, like I said, keep Josh clean. Not highly penalized, and one of the more consistent guys in this league, man, in terms of his tackle play. And then the last alternate was also a fifth alternate, tight end Dalton Kincaid. And I feel like with Dalton, man, it was just because of the lack of, time. I feel like if he plays the whole time, man, he's healthy this whole season, we know what Dalton's capable of. We saw that last year. I just think for him, man, stay healthy. Stay healthy. All right? You stay healthy, man. You know what you're capable of. You know you're one of Josh's favorite targets because you're a mismatch. He is a walking mismatch, man. But as a whole, man, I like where we're at, man, in terms of the core, right? Those names that we just named, those are core guys, man. Those are guys that we know this team thrives with and really is the driving force of this team. And it's good to see those guys getting that type of recognition from a national standpoint, man. But you guys let me know your thoughts on those individuals. Obviously, Josh and Dion being a Pro Bowl, getting the Pro Bowl nod outright. But then also let me know about those alternates, man. And do you feel like they should have actually made that initial list? And if they should have, who would you have taken off the list? That's one of my things when wherever we're talking about snubs, right? Oh, he should have got. Okay, well, if he should have, who do you take off that list as well, man? But either way, you already know the drill. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, don't nobody circle the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.